Alright then, good evening everybody and welcome back to F1 Total Division 3 here at the historic Silverstone circuit. And round number 2 of season 19 as the drivers are just heading out for the first rounds of qualifying, but it is way too warm. You can almost certainly hear my fan on the stream, but I don't care, I'm not going to melt. It's 26 degrees outside at 7:30 in the evening. And so I don't fancy going without a fan. Similarly, I think Felix is melting, but I'm sure we'll get through it.
I have melted.
I'm sure between us we can get through it. Got Marcello heading out onto the circuit, just coming into Magnussen Beckett now, as well as just a few of the other early runners getting their laps in. Because the thing with this game is you can do quite a few push laps in a row, because the tyres, you don't use them quite so much, it's more about the battery.
About Silverstone, I would disagree.
I don't know about Silverstone. At Austria,
yeah, you have, like, after the out lap, push lap, and then the cooldown lap to get ERS back, you're at like 10%, which, it's not crazy, but it's gonna cost you 3-4 tenths, you know? And that is a amount of lap time that really, it's not worth doing another lap after that. Yeah, I sent you the first one on a lap.
Yeah, I haven't done Silverstone yet, so I don't know how it is. I just could tell you how it is at tracks like Austria. Battery is horrible here, so...
Oh yeah, we're gonna be seeing so much lift and coasting. It's, I told Dylan, he asked me, like, why am I so slow? I told him, you probably are not doing any lift and coast on the qualifying lap, and he said, yeah.
Yeah.
Tried what I told him to, where to lift, and he improved by, well, he didn't tell me what lap time he did before, but he said he did a 28.1 after, so he improved by some margin, for sure.
Yeah. And Marcello doesn't seem to be lifting much either. So they go through Cops now. It's going to have to be a huge lift through Cops, because then as you come into Magnussen Beckett, you're still not recharging really, unless you stick to none.
Yeah, this power track is the main problem with the ERS, because from the exit of Laffield until the final corner, really, you barely have recharge. I mean, you have a few corners where you, like, obviously, Cobbs, Maggots, Beckett, Chapel, and then Stowe are all fairly high speed, very high speed. You don't really get much braking. So what you need to do is lift rather than braking for those corners. And then obviously you lift a lot earlier and you get the ERS recharge through that. And otherwise, even if you exit Laffield with 100%, you'll be at 0 halfway down the back straight.
Yeah. 30.4 from Marcello, 29.1 from Viral. And there's probably still going to be quite a few improvements to be made later on. 28.8 from Dylan, who said he can do a 28.1, so, you know, he's still very much not done in this session. Then it's AC coming across the line, 32.0, goes 1.6 behind Marcello. Ossie, 29.9 there. It's definitely the sort of track there'll be huge gaps, especially in qualifying. 31.9 in Valida from Peter, who's just come across the line. Ackerson with a 29.7 to go into third place, about a second behind Dylan, who's currently at the top. Then Action Rick through the last chicane. Can see what he does is going to be 130.7. Then the Mercedes of D-Stream is going to be the next to the line. Does a 28.1 to go fastest by 7/10 of a second ahead of Dylan. We now got Mihai coming around the last corner, does a 29.1. And so it's a big advantage for D-Stream early on. Luke there with a 29.7 puts him just ahead of Ackerson. But yeah, gaps are huge, which is partly because of the long track, but I think a big part of it is the difference in the battery, if you know what to do versus if you don't.
Yeah, in previous games, Silverstone was one of the tracks, especially at the esports level, but that also went down to lower levels, where the gaps were unbelievably close, because the track was just so easy. Like, there isn't a whole lot of corners. Most of the corners are fairly simple, high speed. The line is obvious, so there wasn't really ever any huge gaps from one route to the next normally at Silverstone. But now the ERS is so tough to manage that you see these, like that 7/10 gap from Dylan to Daystream. I guarantee you that's entirely ERS. That's not the pure driving skill. I don't think anyway. Because from last week anyway, in Austria, I think Dylan and Daystream were both fairly equal. Of course, it changes a bit from track to track, who likes track more, but for sure this huge gap is coming from the EAS. And I also expect throughout the qualifying that people will majorly improve, because Daystream might be a little bit better prepared. Maybe he's done more practice with the EAS and is more, you know, in the groove already of how he has to use it throughout the qualifying lap. And then the others are now learning it throughout qualifying, so their second and third runs will be much better when they have more EAS left at the end of the lap and haven't burned through all of it too early.
Yeah. Daystream is just going again, starting a lap through the first couple of corners. He's got Scooby-Doo quite close behind him, so Scooby's going to get a little bit of dirty air, but don't think there's quite as much as last game, so...
No, this is a very fine gap.
Yeah.
Dirty air is not... I don't feel it until I'm like literally underneath their rear wing. Like within a tenth or two you have to be, I feel like. Aussie's down by 7/10, so not the lap he needs. He's gonna probably go back to the pit lane in.
Unless
Akosin also down by 4.
Unless he's just tried to use less battery, but...
But 7/10 is too much. Yeah.
Apparently Mihai starts this lap by spinning across the line, which is optimal. Axon goes wide through Stowe.
How's that valid?
I don't know.
I mean, he's going back to the pits anyway, but what?
It's really one of those where if you go like so wide...
Probably loses time, yeah. Or Daystream with a, I would say, pretty bad exit out of trap, like 7th down and abandoning the lap.
And right on the line, coming out of the corner as well. Coming out through Chapel. Then Scooby-Doo coming into Stowe. You can see he's got absolutely no battery as he comes through turn number 15.
But that's normal.
Yeah,
you
but
actually want to be at 0 when you come into Stowe.
But everyone will have no battery coming into Stowe. But he takes us through the last couple of corners, then he puts the foot back on the floor around the last corner, and it's a 30.3, puts him ahead of Marcelio, Action Rick, and AC, but about a 10th behind Lux Apex, just ahead of him, and 4/10 to Aussie. Then it's not a Cadillac, it's Viral, who's just on an outlap there. Then there's the two Audis just behind
Lux
him.
on the lap coming in. Oh, he's pitting. Never mind.
Yeah. He only just finished one, I think.
He was up by 2/10 after the middle sector, but he didn't finish it. Daystream is going again.
Yeah, it's
on the same tyre again, so that's interesting. But he's going for the same tyre 3 times. Actually, up by a 10th in the first sector.
And he was up on through sector 1 on his previous lap as well, so clearly left some time on the table through there, unless it is just differently using the battery, and that's why he lost the time in the middle sector. But we'll see. He's got Scooby just ahead of him. We'll get a tiny bit of a tow, but I don't think it's nearly so much on this game, partly because of the Axe Barrow on all of these straights, including
Viral up,
the odd pit straight.
Now they're getting quite close to Scooby, so hopefully for him he gets out the way on the next straight.
And presumably Scooby's just being cautious about causing a yellow flag, but DC goes round, put the battery on a little bit too early, trying to overcompensate. That's going to be a yellow flag for some of the other drivers' laps, although there's not a yellow flag there. There is a yellow flag at Cop, because I believe that is AC that's gone off on an out lap, trying to get out the way, but causing a yellow flag in doing so. Yeah, Viral, 10th and a half up through Sector 1, comes to the end of Sector 2, 3.5 tenths down. Seems to be quite a common thing that people find...
Empty battery.
Yeah. Seems to be quite common that people find time in Sector 1 but can't convert it through the middle. And Viral goes too wide as well.
I think they're using too much in Sector 1.
Yeah, and that's why they find the time.
Dylan is underway now for his second run.
Yeah.
28.8 his previous lap. And now we're going to see him lifting at about 120 meters and then braking at about 70. So about 50 meters of lift and coast there. And when he comes out of this corner, he'll be near 100% EIS.
Yep.
And that is very crucial. And once again, when you come out of Laffield, you want to be near 100%. Let's see if he can pull it off as well. The first sector, he's got a 2.5 time improvement. Once again, big lift into Laffield. And as he comes out of here, he's not quite at 100, but he's going to be at about almost 90.
Oh!
But that's a big time loss there, and I think that's the lap done.
Yeah, that's going to be that done, surely.
He's still going.
Yeah, I think he's just putting a bit too much battery on too soon, and then because pretty much all the battery power goes through the rear wheels and just spins them up.
Well, not pretty much all of it. It's a rear-wheel drive car. All the power of everything goes to the rear.
Yeah, well. But it's just like the extra, because it's how these cars have like so much acceleration power is because it all goes through at once. Yeah, 2.5 cents down. Now for Dylan, he might try and finish it if he thinks he has time in the last sector from better ERS management.
I mean, the problem with the overtake button is you essentially double your horsepower, because it's a 50-50 split from... Well, when you go from none to overtake anyway, you have double the horsepower you just had. So when you do that in the traction zone,
you're dead.
even slightly too early, the car just like completely shits itself. It's natural. And Dylan, almost gained back the time he lost, so there's a lot of time for him to be found.
Yeah, just a little bit battery. Mihai goes fastest.
Oh, and Mihai!
27.8, finds a second.
On the second, 1.3. Big improvement.
So very good lap, presumably all battery again.
And 27.8 is genuinely very fast. For reference, I had a 27.1 in PSGL last week. That got me third in the grid in Tier 2 of PSGL. So
yeah, but it's console
27.8 in Tier 3 of F1 Total is quite something.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's console Tier 3, so they're all rubbish anyway. Or console Tier 2.
Fuck you too.
Yeah.
Like, you would make console Tier 2.
Yeah, I'd be no idea.
Probably would, actually. You definitely would.
Would I?
That social-based Tier 2 for sure. The field spread was like, there was 130.
Okay, yeah, so Scooby-Doo can be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that guy didn't belong in the tier, but there was someone doing
if
a
he's sitting
130.
at 130 in console Tier 2, we need to ask some serious questions about the competition.
The console is finished. That's what I can tell you. The console league racing is in the mud. You know, I remember when the best drivers on console were like Jan Opmeer and them lot, you know, and now like PlayStation had Jan Opmeer, Xbox had Otis Lawrence, and now fuck knows. Apparently I'm like top 20 on console now. Not quite, but let's not take the piss. But another year of console getting worse, because it's getting worse every year, you know.
It's because everyone's just switching to PC because it's better.
Either the ones who care switch to PC because that's the only route to esports now, and those who don't just quit because the game is shit. So, so you end up with basically just a bunch of actual like 35-year-old washed people and some 14-year-olds. That's basically your grids now.
Yep. Do I go back to console just to get in a better PSG Ultra?
Oh, you would cook on console. Like.
I couldn't go back. I'm too ingrained in PC. Just everything.
Oh, Viral is up by 3/10. I can't see his EIS.
He's on 55.
Yeah, that's switching back and forth. Fix it. Yeah, he's definitely way too low. He burned a lot in the first sector.
D-Stream was a 10th down, but invalidated through Stowe, so he's not going to be improving. We'll see whether Viral loses too much from this battery. He's recharging now through Magnus and Beckett, so he starts deploying again when they get to Beckett. He's now got the Williams in front of him, who's going to hope gets out of the way in a nice manner. He's 2/10 down and no battery.
This won't be that
improvement.
Yeah, 0% before he even goes on the bridge there, and yeah, barely hits 310 kph. You really want to be going about 330.
He's still going.
Yeah, who knows, maybe he had a horrible final.
Yeah, and his previous lap was so bad that 2.5 tenths down with no battery for the entire last sector can still find improvement. Big slide through the last corner, and he does find time though.
It's got 3 minutes left, so that was his last lap though, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe he can do a quarter lap, let's see. Yeah, he hasn't got fuel, 1.5 laps, so that's Viral done.
Don't know why he wouldn't pit there, to be honest.
Yeah, I would have pit. Akusin cutting right across Chapel, so he's in a rush to get back to the pit lane for sure.
Probably, he's going to be tight for time.
Definitely. I'm not sure he'll make it, because getting in and out of pit lane takes you about a minute.
Yeah. Especially with how long the pit lane is. Viral tires.
Scooby, not one of that. Marcelio. I believe Marcelio's on the push lap.
I think he just does one, yeah. Although it says he's 2 seconds down, which might just be his previous lap. So he lifts his way through Cox.
It's not showing me a delta right now. Wait until the end of the 2, but he has got a lot of EIS here, so
why
is there yellow flag? There's no one here.
Yeah, yellow flag's like has always been bugged at Silverstone. It's one of those. This is one of those tracks. It's from Viral that he's getting the yellow flag here, even though Viral's on the other side of the track.
Yeah, Viral also retiring on a track, which is especially with these new yellow flag systems, is not nice whatsoever. the yellow flag.
Yeah,
turret
and
off
AC's
the
now got the
boost
yellow
button.
flags, and he's going to be in trouble now unless he has fuel. He's going to take the line. Is AC? He might be all right. He might not have lost too much because right at the end of the straight when he got the yellow flags, but he might have been costed there by Marcelio as he comes across the line. He doesn't find time, and there's a decent chance that does come down, or to an extent, come down to the yellow flag.
Yeah, Marcelio back to the pit lane, so his qualifying is also done now. He will definitely not make it back out in time.
Yeah.
Same goes for Akasin, Scooby, Action Rig,
Akasin's
and AC
just heading
might make it around
out.
another lap if he has to fuel the car. Let's see.
Axon's
1.5.
trying. He's going to have about 8 seconds spare.
Whoa, what? Action Rig? No, who's coming out right
Axon.
now? Scooby-Doo's coming out right now.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo's going to be... I don't think Scooby-Doo's
He'll
making
miss it.
Axon probably will. But we got Mihai, who's just
Yeah,
started
he might.
a lap, heading through turn number 1 into the loop section. Now going to get it stopped through 3 rotated and around. He's got about 80% battery as he comes out onto the Wellington straight. It's going to be tight whether that's how much
He's
that
got
costs
way
him.
too much battery burn already.
Yeah. Although if he maybe can counteract it, but he's barely up through Sector 1, possibly where he felt the need to overburn the battery. But as he takes us through Luffield and onto the old pit straight, he's sideways, and it's going to be a lot of time lost down. This old pit straight in towards Copse Corner and all the way through. He's got pretty much no battery already as he takes it into Copse, taking it rather high speed. Gets caught out by the yellow flag as well, which is going to hurt him a little bit more too. He goes into Maggots, through Beckett. He's got no batteries for the entirety of the Hangar Straight. Takes us out of Chapel, 10%. As he crosses the middle sector split, he is a 10.5 up, and I know he was saying about having none through Copse on his previous lap, so is there a chance that even despite these battery problems, Mihai comes through and improves? As he takes us through Stowe now into the Velocity chicane, he is going to pit. The battery has
Dylan and Daystream
indeed
are both
cost him.
half a tenth up after the first sector. Dylan now a tenth down after the middle, but he's got a lot of battery left for the last sector. So Dylan, I think, with a good chance of a big improvement in the
Oh
last
no,
sector.
he got wide! Dylan invalidated coming through. Stowe, when he looked like he had a good chance of improving, but with with how far he is behind D-Stream, he probably wouldn't have found a position anyway. Dylan now takes a flag in P3. He's not going to be improving. D-Stream is about half a tenth up coming through the first 2 sectors as he heads in towards Stowe. He's going to need to find a lot of time in the last sector if he wants to improve ahead of Mihai. He's got to find about 3.5 or 2.5 tenths if he wants to find that improvement. Takes us into the Vale chicane, gets it stopped, rotated through the first and the second apex, back on the parry, puts the boost mode on as soon as he can. Round the last corner he comes, and he does find the time. It's 3.5 tenths found. D-Stream looks like he's taken pole by about a tenth over Mihai. And then we have the other drivers behind. Lux Apex coming around the last corner, was down through the first 2, isn't improving. Akasin is up on his personal best, but he's got no battery for the entirety of the Hangar Straight. And the weaving there, I think
he's done,
yeah, I think he's done with the lap.
Yep,
So that's going to be the grid order. It's D-Stream on pole position by a tenth over Mihai. And then from there, it's just second back to Dylan. Viral 3 tenths further back. Pretty much tied it with Luke. Axon needs to be careful he doesn't get disqualified for doing that. Then Axon 2 tenths behind Luke there. Then it's Lux Apex a further 2 tenths behind. Marcelio a further 2. Ossie about half a tenth behind Marcelio. Scooby-Doo half a second behind him. Action Rick a further 4 tenths back. 7 tenths there then to Peter. And then AC 6 tenths off the next car. It's a huge field spread at this track. And it really shows who knows exactly what they're doing with the battery. It's a big, big field spread.
Yeah, the battery showing, I think, proving to be so crucial around here, and that is how you get these massive field spreads. Last week at Austria, it wasn't nearly this big.
It's a shorter track as well. Shorter track with
yeah, it's
more
a
heavy
short
braking
track, and the
times.
battery wasn't as difficult to manage.
Yeah.
So this, I think, really shows
And the length of the
who
track is
came
part of
into
the
this
reason for the
prepared.
battery, probably.
Because also, looking at the names, for example, a Mihai was not a second clear of the rest of the field
No.
last game, and neither, well, at least from what we didn't see last game, but from I saw him from last game in the Distraction League, which is one of our partner leagues, he would not have been a second clear of the next car either in Division 3. So this, I think, showed that those two came in prepared. They did the practice, they figured out how to manage the EAS correctly over a qualifying lap, and the others didn't, and they got rewarded for it.
Yeah. Alright, I desperately need to not kill myself, so water, redamp the flannel that's on the back of my neck, and probably a piss.
Right, so Numi, I guess, is gonna be gone for hopefully only a minute or so we can get him back in time for the race start. 13 cars gonna be lining up on the grid. So far, if we look at the race tractor, it's mostly mediums, a few softs actually, for Marcelio, Action Rig, and AC right now. I'm expecting one soft for sure. It's a bit tough with the tire wear around here, but it's about a 30-second pit loss, so you really don't want to have to do a two-stop. You will definitely not make out that much time. So it will 100% be worth it to go a bit easy on the tires and make sure you can pull off the medium to hard strategy. I'd be very surprised if people actually start softs, because doing a soft hard is going to be very difficult. And there I see Marcelio swapping to the medium as well. And here we go for the formation lap.
Here we go then. The formation lap gets underway.
Now we can see all the tires. And it is 12 cars on the medium, AC on the softs.
Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find
In
out.
13th position, he's going to be looking to make up places early and then maybe hope for a safety car so he can get that extra pit stop out the way without losing any time. Or even stretch the stints to pull off one stop off soft to hard, but it's going to be very tough.
Drivers and teams making their final preparations.
There we go then, everybody lining up on the grid.
Back just in time. Restart. Just in time.
Good timing.
Yep.
D-Stream and Mihai lining up on the front row. D-Stream, P1, Mihai P2, followed by Dylan. The two Ferraris, let's see if they can work together and get themselves another double podium.
Yeah. Right, we'll see. Presumably a bit of a tire shred, but mostly mediums, I guess. Here we go.
Easy on soft.
Fire lights! Ahead of the drivers! Short run to turn one. It's lights out. And away we go. Mihai seems to have got a decent start. It's wheel spin in the second phase. Dylan with a brilliant start coming around the outside. It's four wide into turn one. The Ferraris make contact as Dylan goes wide. It's Mihai into the lead. Viral on the inside as well as they head into turn number three. Viral. Can he make the move stick? Mihai goes a little bit deep and it invites Viral through. On the outside now, Mihai trying to hang it on as they go onto the Wellington straight. Neither's going to want to burn all that much battery. Dylan with a good run as well. But it's Viral into the lead, followed by Mihai. Dylan in third, D-Stream down to fourth. Dylan picking up a penalty. In turn one, Mihai goes deep into Brooklands, trying to send the move on Viral. Viral goes a little bit wide, but he's trying to hang in there through Luffield. There's a yellow flag at the back. As Action Rig's gone off, Atkinson as well. And D-Stream tumbling down the order. But Viral and Mihai still side by side heading into Cops now. There's a huge gap behind them. Side by side, Mihai goes around the outside and does take that race lead. Viral in second place. Now Aussie up into third. Luke in fourth. Lux Apex fifth. Dylan now up into down in sixth. D-Stream's recovered to seventh. As sending a move on the inside there is Lux Apex on the inside of Luke. As coming through Chapel to get that move. And there are so many cars in the background. D-Stream burning the battery to try and get himself up the inside of two cars at once, trying to get back to that position where he knows he should be on pace. He's got to get past Luke here, but he's going to be boxed in a little bit by Dylan as they head into the Vale chicane. I think Luke's going to keep that place, but D-Stream's still on the inside. But yeah, Luke does keep the place as Mihai does lead them at the end of lap one.
I see his round. What a first lap for him. It was up to 5th, now he's back down to 12th.
Yeah.
Starting 13th. Yeah, Dylan and D-Stream had a collision at Luffield as Dylan sent up his inside and sent D-Stream into a little half spin.
Dylan lost time for that
amazing
as well.
start from Viral to come from, I believe it was 5th place in the grid. Or 4th, for sure.
Yeah.
Got a lot of places into the lead. And now, as from taken by Mihai, though, Mihai is now looking to run away with this race.
Yeah. And it was a brilliant, it was a decent getaway, it looked like, from Mihai, but he got the wheel spin in the second phase. Dylan got a brilliant start to go past the pair of them, was ahead into turn one, made the contact with his teammate that sent him off, and when he came back on, it was Viral ahead.
Yeah, Daystream had a horrible start as well. He was down to P5, I think, by turn 1 already.
And to be fair,
So
he's
he
in
is,
Mercedes.
yeah, he suffered quite badly off the line, and then also again when Dylan went for the move on him, Daystream actually recovered from that fairly nicely in the first sector already, but then got sent round. So now he's looking to get back into the top 5 and start chasing after, as Mihai already has a 2-second lead over Viral. He is absolutely flying right now.
Yeah.
And the entire field on 0 battery on this back straight here, apart from Dylan, who then yeah, makes the move on Aussie fairly easily back into the top 3.
Well,
So
Aussie's going to
switchback
fight
though.
him coming into the Vel chicane, but yeah, Dylan gets the better run and does maintain that place. You can see the huge field spread is just everyone separated by so much already. Just basically no one within the overtake range of each other. Mihai now leads by 3 seconds at the end of lap 2. And Dylan, about a second behind Viral, should be able to catch back up and then challenge. But he doesn't have the overtake mode. I don't think anyone does. It's not enabled just yet.
No, it is. Aussie has got it. It's enabled from lap 2
Oh yeah, no,
onwards.
it didn't. It just didn't show in blue on my end. Okay, now it does. It. Maybe I'm just being silly, but I could have sworn it didn't show in blue. Because I thought it was end of lap 1, but I couldn't see anyone with it, so I got confused. It's either a visual bug or I'm just blind.
There's a big queue forming behind Viral now.
Yeah.
He's got everybody down to Marcelio within a second of the next car. And definitely a big fight forming for the podium spots here, but Mihai, yeah, he's absolutely running away with this race.
Yeah, and it's not over just yet, but he seemed to have the pace in Austria as well. And with his teammate looking like the second fastest at the moment, maybe D-Stream can be there as well, but if Dylan gets into that second place, he can properly dictate this and just make sure no one gets, too caught up in trying to catch up to Mihai. If he chooses to, unless he wants to protect his advantage he has in the championship and go for the win himself. Which, he's able to do. Dylan going to look up the inside of Viral into turn 1, gets that move, sends Viral a little bit wide, but used the battery that he had and the overtake mode, but he's used a bit more than Viral. Used about 20% more, and that might cost him. Although Viral's made a mistake. Coming out of the loop is going to allow Aussie to try and challenge him. And they both got D-Stream behind them, but he's not close enough to do anything. It is Dylan that maintains that second place, followed by Viral and then Aussie. But now they're 5 seconds behind Mihai, and we're only like halfway through lap 4.
Yeah, and you could see also at the end of the straight coming into left field, Viral is braking well, much later than Dylan visually. He gained a lot of time in the braking zone, and I think that shows once again Dylan is still running the lift and coast method from qualifying. Of course, it becomes even more important in the race, and Viral not
Viral's
so much,
got more
but now he's
battery.
right underneath him. He's got a decent shot on battery.
Ooh,
and
big
Dylan's
mistake from
almost
Dylan. That's going to allow
Viral.
Viral through, surely. As Dylan
Yeah,
gets
he's gonna
very
take
out of shape at the
that
end of
gift, is he?
Chapel, but neither really have the
since-
batteries burn.
Since Dylan still has the boost mode, and there comes Daystream as well up the inside.
He takes the opportunity, gets past Aussie, and then goes for Viral as well. He's going to try and challenge Dylan. He's not going to be quite enough. They're going to be side by side. And the chicane, he squeezes Viral. Viral goes up on the curb, loses a lot of time. And that allows Aussie to go through and back up into 4th place. And now Viral's very slow, and Lux Apex goes breezing past into that 5th place, and with a lot more battery than everyone else around.
Yeah, Lux has been really managing this battery very well, waiting for this opportunity, and now it's come. Everybody else is very low on the battery, and he's got almost a full charge. Not almost, a full charge coming onto the straight. As Aussie is on only 30%, he'll be easy pickings for the Audi.
And D-Stream's on a flat 0 as they come into Brooklands, but he's not got enough pressure on him to be under threat, so he can just recharge it a bit through these sort of medium speed corners, just cruise the car, roll it through, and then start deploying again when you get to the exit. But yeah, D-Stream's battery use is going to be a problem later on in the race, because he's down to 14% coming through Cops here into Magus and Beckett. So the yellow flag,
Scooby's
Scooby-Doo's
crashed
retired, and that
in the middle
is
of
a
the old,
virtual safety car. It's not a full
Yeah, in
course.
the middle of the old pit straight. How's he crashed in this position? Right
Must be
beyond start
contact.
line?
He's facing the wrong way. It must have been contact with
Yeah.
the only driver that was near him, which I think was Ackerson.
Well, it's a virtual safety
Or
car.
no, maybe it was Peter. I don't know, it must have been contact because there's no other way you can end up there. I doubt anyone's going to take this to pit, but we might see one or
Because
two.
he can't go to the end from here, so there's no
Yeah.
no reason to pit. Maybe AC, because he has to pit twice anyway, starting from the softs, unless he's a tire-saving master. Viral is taking a chance though, he's in the pit lane.
Interesting. He gets himself out
And
of
he's
the
not the only
train.
one actually,
Clean
Marcelio
that.
was following him in.
I think it kind of makes sense to go as just chucking something out there. Seeing what works. Atkinson's coming
Oh,
in, but he's
Atkinson.
sped. So the 10-second time penalty is going to really
but
cost him long term.
It's like a 30-second hit loss.
Yeah.
Mostly it's VSC, so it's let's say 20. But you don't make up 20 seconds.
No.
And they won't make the end on these tires, I don't think.
And it's not like
That'd
last
be quite
game
the,
where...
the stretch, a 20-lap hard stint.
although, I
Especially
think
because
what
Viral,
Mihai's...
for example, is not exactly known to be nice to his tires.
And was the...
Comes on the pit lane at the
data
perfect moment though,
Mihai was
VSC is
saying-
just ended.
Yeah. Although from the data Mihai sent earlier, TTN reckon you can do 26 on the hard.
Yeah, but that's esports drivers doing esports level
Yeah. Fair enough.
ES management, which also is so nice on the tire. And
Yeah.
these guys are not doing that.
That's true. Yeah. We'll see. You never know.
But maybe. The tire wear is better around here for sure than last game. Last game
Yeah.
it was borderline to do once anyway, but you had to do it. Daystream with a lot of battery, right underneath the rear wing of the Dylan. Might be about to see.
Yeah, the
him
VSC
for
definitely
second
helped
place.
D-Stream, I think, because he had
I'm
no
not sure, 'cause
battery.
he did get the boost mode now, but he's still probably in the move
Yeah.
as he goes up the inside. Dylan
But-
looking for the exit though,
Like,
but nah.
he doesn't get the boost mode, but he had no battery last lap. Coming
Yeah, but no battery can be fixed within like 3 corners.
yeah, but
That's especially if you have the boost mode, because you recharge so much with it.
yeah, but he's got the place now. So he's burned a lot to get there. He's now on 13% when Dylan's on 70. So Dylan's
Yeah, but
going
he has got Dylan almost out of a second already, so Dylan will
Yeah.
not be in a position to re-overtake him. If anything, Dylan has to look back as Aussie with a nice bit of EIS charge. Well, not quite 100 like Dylan has got, but for sure, if Dylan makes a bit of a mistake, Aussie will be right there.
yeah.
Viral has come out, in 8th, Marcelio 9th, Akuzin 11th. I mean, they will catch Petter for sure. So P7, I think, is the minimum, and then 12 seconds to next cars. Ooh, I mean, it's a tire advantage of 6 laps right now, which is not nothing, but I mean,
Yeah, it's a stretch for sure.
yeah, he has to gain over half a second a lap on average from here to the end of the race, which, wow, I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's only to get this to get Luke. It's another 3 seconds then to the next train, into the top 2. Then Mihai is got.
Yeah.
If nothing happens this race, Mihai has absolutely got us in the bag.
Yeah. for
Because
sure.
I mean, I think Daystream is matching pace now, but he lost too much time in the early stage. Now 5 seconds is a gap. It's not literally insurmountable, but
It's not.
nah,
You're
we-
not catching it.
yeah, if you're like close on pace, it's too much. Unless obviously the safety car comes out, you know, stuff happens. But if it's a normal race, a boring race, then Mihai has got this wrapped up.
I mean, it depends how much the undercut is, because it's quite a long lap, so I'd guess the undercut's...
Ah, but you need like a 3-lap undercut, and then
Well,
you
yeah.
have a 3-lap tire disadvantage. So at that point, you know, like
Yeah,
Mihai just drives back past
I
you.
mean, I don't know what the undercut is, but I'd guess it's quite a lot, because Silverstone's a long lap. And it's surely it's more than Austria.
Yeah, the main reason the undercut is actually very powerful this game, because you essentially get a 100% battery as well with the pit stop, because the battery recharges as they go down the pit lane. So you can enter on 0 and come out on 100 and have a lot of time gain that way. That's why the undercut works even better than last game, I would say.
Yeah, true.
And
Yeah,
Daystream is actually flying though. He's gapped
Yeah,
him at 1.5.
And he's got 4.5 to Mihai. You
Yeah,
never
who
know.
knows? Maybe I talked too soon. Maybe Daystream is that much faster than me that he can eat that 5-second gap up.
And he's got no battery now, but he's out the 1 second to Dylan comfortably, sitting at 1.7.
He's losing loads on the straight though. Yeah.
Yeah. He's pushed to get away from Dylan and gained a bit to Mihai, but yeah, he's got no battery coming into the Vale chicane. And it will definitely cost him, but Mihai might have made a mistake though. He's lost a bit of time through Vale, although possibly it's just taking a different line because he's getting to the exit again. D-Stream has to do some proper saving to get that battery back, and then he can start thinking about catching, I think.
Yeah, being this low on battery will lose him so much time.
Yeah.
On every straight. I mean, we saw it in qualifying. There was differences of like 20, 30 kph between people, whether they had ES or not. And it won't be much the same in the race. Petra is in the pit lane on lap 9. That's fairly early, but I mean, if you said 26 laps, yeah, maybe.
It does sound like it's looking at the game's
default. Oh, it's not a medium,
two-stop.
so he's definitely pitting
again.
again.
Yeah, it's game default 2-stop, I think. There's a yellow flag.
Yeah, yellow flag?
Someone's gone off, don't know who.
I think it's Lux.
Yeah.
He was right with Aussie and Dylan earlier, now he's about 2 seconds back, so he must have had a half spin or something like that. A little mistake, but he's caught it and he's underway again and hasn't lost the place, just a bit of time. So the cars around him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the ERS difference
Aussie can't stay with D-Stream whatsoever. D-Stream has already got them by 3 seconds.
Yeah. The D-Stream to
Mihai and D-Stream are driving
difference.
in a world of their own right now.
Yeah. The ERS difference isn't quite as huge as it was before. Now that Mihai's burnt a bit.
Yeah, the gap is staying under 5 seconds, so well, keep an eye on that maybe. Maybe D-Stream can
it's definitely a thing to
watch
watch in the long term. There's not going to happen like suddenly.
Yeah, he won't be on him before the pits off, sure.
Yeah, no
but,
way.
I mean, the undercut can work to get him close to Mihai, and then staying with him is a lot easier than catching because of the boost mode. But then he's gonna have a tough time on that last lap, with the disadvantage actually completing the move and staying ahead. But it could be the ticket to get him at least into the fight. And I don't think he has to really worry about being overcut from behind, because the pace advantage he's got over Dylan and Aussie. And everybody else even further behind is, yeah, very big. If he wants to undercut, he's gonna have to do it probably this lap. Because we are getting close to halfway already. I'd say the normal pit stop window is lap 12. 12 medium, 14 hard laps. So he gets about 2 to 3 lap undercut right now if he were to pit this lap.
I mean, last game you were forced to pit 10 or 11 and there were no other options.
I remember Silos in reverse even worse, yeah.
Last game it was like you get 8% of lap on mediums, and so you pit lap 10.
Oh, Dylan is round! A spin in the exit of Chapel. He's caught the car, I think he kept out the wall, yeah?
Yeah, he's kept out the wall.
Position to Aussie and to Lux as well. As Akazin gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, both Mihai and D-Stream continuing on. No pit stops yet, so let's see if Dylan pits after the spin. Yep, he's in.
He's lifting and coasting into the pit lane, which
is yeah, not needed.
Yeah, you recharge so much through the pits. You can basically full attack it. I guess it's just being safe, but
ideally you want to enter every pit lane with 0. You will come up with 100.
Yep.
Well, you want to start braking for the pit lane at 0% ES. Obviously you recharge while braking, so you can't enter on 0. But what I'm trying to tell you, you will recharge to 100 in the mid lane, so it makes sense to burn everything you have on your in lap.
Yeah, you want to.
Then you can burn on the out lap again and get the undercut on the cars ahead of you or around you. And Dylan is coming out the pit lane in P9 on fresh hards now. About 1.5 behind Akazin.
He's about 15 seconds behind Viral.
Yeah, Viral, I would say, probably has a pit stop left to go. I can't see Viral pulling off a 20-lap hard stint.
No, but he's not lost all that much from the 2-stop. If he were to, if he were to stop right now, he's only 5 seconds behind Dylan-ish.
15.
No. Yeah,
it's a 30-second pit stop loss. It's the longest pit lane on the calendar by
far. How long
the
pit lane is.
Yeah, that's why the 2-stop is so bad around here.
Yeah. Well, how bad is it compared to Imola? Because Imola's pretty long as well.
Probably similarly shit.
Because I feel like you'd lose more. Mihai's in from the lead. Mihai's coming in early. At the end of lap 11.
Also, he's spotting Dylan Thundercat.
Yeah.
Lux is still staying out, and so is Luke.
Also,
that
you're
means,
going Dylan makes sense.
Daystream,
Mihai's...
Lux, and Luke on the old mediums. Everybody else pitted once already.
I guess Mihai's going at what he considers an undercut lap to not let himself get undercut. Or that's just...
it's smart, because all he has to do is just manage the gap. He doesn't need to put amazing lap times in for the rest of this race. If he just keeps that gap even at 4, 3, even 2 seconds, he can be very calm. And he's come out perfectly ahead of Viral, which is quite important. But Viral with warm
Viral's
tires
been
now.
ascended on him. Viral's
Yeah,
not
but,
fancying to stick behind, but now Mihai just used a little bit
Mihai's
of
got more
boost,
EIS, and
yeah, that's it.
Dylan is already on the move though against Akozin, on the outside of turn 4. Now the boost mode, or the overtake mode, sorry.
Yeah, there he
He
goes.
clears him and drives away.
Yeah. I don't... Yeah, they renamed Overtake from... What was Overtake last game is now Boost, and what feels like it should
the
be
yellow one
Boost
is boost, and the blue one is overtake. I get that confused as well.
It's because, like, in my head, Overtake is just pressing the Overtake button. But that's Boost now. And then Overtake is the special boost when you're trying to overtake someone. Which makes more sense than what it was originally, to be fair, but...
Yeah, the blue is overtake, the yellow is boost. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But for me, yellow's overtake. So
Yeah, it makes more sense than it did last game, but it's just what's in
association,
my
the
head, yeah.
Blue one is boost in my head.
Yeah.
I need to get that out of my head. Daystream
In the
and
pits.
Luke are in,
Yep.
and so's Lux. Yeah, all three of them in.
So presumably it's just like 1 or 2 pit laps, lap 11 or lap 12. But
Yeah, and I will also see, Daystream was about 5 seconds behind Mihai when Mihai came into the pit lane. And you can see the undercut now, how much Mihai has gained.
Yeah.
I reckon it'll be about a second, maybe more.
So there goes Mihai,
Much-
there goes
it's much
Viral.
more. Much more.
Here comes Marcelio even. Marcelio's going to be ahead of D-Stream. The gap now, 7.5. Yeah, 7.7.
Yeah, 8. He's lost about 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds.
Yeah. So he should have gone for the undercut. Mihai was wise to cover it off. It's a big undercut round here. And it makes sense, because it's long lap and the whole battery thing, that, as you said. But, wow, yeah, that's a big undercut, and Mihai would have been in trouble if he was on the receiving end of it. And look at, like, Dylan compared to Lux being 8 seconds. And I swear...
That as well. Dylan is, Lux I think was about 2 seconds. Oh, Lux
No,
was ahead of
Lux
him,
was
though, 'cause
ahead.
Dylan spun.
It did
Yeah.
that's a 2-lap undercut being about 8 seconds. D-String goes past Marcelio. And because Ossie and Dylan, that was a 1-lap undercut, and now the gap's about 2 seconds.
Daystream has already gained back about half a second though, so him now having the full ES tank has clawed back a bit of the gap, but still 7 seconds to gain. Over the next 13 laps he essentially needs half a second a lap, which, I mean, he has tire advantage, but 1 lap tire advantage is not half a second a lap.
No.
So if he pulls that off, that is an unbelievable drive and unbelievable pace.
Or maybe
But I think Mihai also has got quite decent pace in this race.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a very tough ask.
Decent catch him, you could definitely like argue it as a bottle from Mihai as well, of losing half a second a lap to the guy that you were matching on pace with in the first
You
stint.
couldn't argue it would firmly be a humongous bottle.
Yeah. Unless D-String just like locks in and is so much faster than he was in the first stint.
And I can't lie, this could be Jarno Oppe chasing you, and if you lose this from this position, it's a bottle. There's no justification why you should ever be caught by 8 seconds in a stint with similar tires.
Yeah. I think Jarno Oppmann would catch, like,
Of course he would, but I was exaggerating for comedic effect. If Jarno Oppmann for some reason was in F1 Natal Division 3 and he didn't lap the field twice, I would call him washed.
Yeah. No, that's fair. It's now... it's down to 6 seconds now. Or 5.5.
Yeah, D-Stream is quick for sure, but can he keep
Has
that
he
up?
not
Is the
just
question.
caught a second in the last lap? Second and a
Yeah,
half?
he's capturing like a second a lap now, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's down to like
on
2
the back of
seconds.
Viral.
It's now
Yeah, he's back to the
5.3.
5 seconds he had before.
Although
pit stop.
Mihai's been saving battery this lap, I think. Mihai's got a full battery.
Oh yeah, D-Stream is quite low on battery, but now D-Stream gets the all-tech mode, so he gets more recharge.
Viral
for the next lap.
is struggling. Fast lap from D-Stream, 30.7. Mihai's last
Quick
lap
look at
was
Mihai's.
a 32.1.
1.4
1.4
seconds.
seconds,
30.8, so I think that was a recharge lap from Mihai.
presumably. But also D-Stream is on 100% coming through the loop.
Yeah, that's the end with the all-tech mode. He recharges so much battery
Yeah.
that even though he burned all of it last lap, he already has all of it back. And now he can... he has also, though, lost about 2 seconds in the first sector alone.
Yeah.
But the gaps are going to fluctuate so much with this battery. It's tough to keep track of, really, whether people are catching or losing. Aussie's made a move, Marcelio. He's up into P4 once more. And with Viral, of course, having a pit stop left to do, it's essentially a podium spot as D-Stream rockets past Viral on the way into Cops. Viral conserving EIS.
Yep.
And now the next chance back of Marcelio is Dylan. Battle for 5th place, 5-lap tire advantage in favor of Dylan. So you would think the move is coming sooner rather than later. And probably into Stowe. I don't think Dylan will wait for longer than he has to. Stania's got a pretty equal EIS deployment available to him though, so if he wants to defend this, Dylan will have a tough time. It looks like Marcelio does want to defend it, and he's not letting Dylan go easily. And Dylan...
He's so much
to the back
faster, he
of
just
him.
tagged the back of him. His fastest lap there from Mihai, 29.8. We'll see what D-Stream gets up to. He's going to do a 31.0.
Viral is in again for the
Yeah.
second time in this race.
Presumably for another hard tyre to take him to the end. He's done 10 of that
yeah,
hard.
10, he's done 10 laps hard, now he'll do 10 lap hards again, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yep, hard tires for Viral, and he will exit the pit lane in 9th position behind Luke. So a lot of work to do for him to get some points back on his
I
tally.
think what Mihai did was he just he chilled out for a lap and then he just pushed the fastest lap.
Yeah, definitely. I
He's
think
got the gap.
Mihai is yeah.
It's back down to 6 seconds now, but I think, as you said, it's just going to change a couple of times throughout this race.
Yeah, Mihai is in a very comfortable spot here.
Yeah.
Dylan is still stuck by Marcelio. He still hasn't been able to find a way around the Audi.
And so
He's in the pit lane for the second time as well.
they've caught Aussie as well, both of them, but... oh, Marcelio's off
Marcelio.
there. Yeah, that's Dylan through.
Yep.
He's got the overtake
Tire
mode
in the
as
grass.
well.
Marcelio's got no battery. He's still 7 though, but now Dylan, clears him from rackets and buckets. Has a much better battery charge as well, so the battle is over. Dylan will now drive away on the straight, and then Marcelio will not be able to stay with him on the next lap either.
No.
And Dylan sets his sights on the podium spot on P3 against Aussie. He has got a 3-second time penalty hanging over his head from the first lap, where he got a straight 3-second penalty. So I would say it's likely it gets removed.
It's more likely than any other 3 second. Ooh,
Yeah. Oh,
it's
Dylan,
not going to help
over
if he
the
does
curb.
that. Big over the curb, and he goes off in the gravel as well.
What he's
Dylan's
still doing.
struggling.
The battle is over, here comes Marcelio. But no,
Yeah.
Dylan has burned all some of his battery to make sure he stays ahead. 3-second time penalty to AC from multiple warnings. He is 30 seconds from next car, and now a 3-second time penalty as well. So his chance of points not particularly high, unfortunately.
That mistake from Dylan just looked weird, because he went over the curb, and then
I think he tried to burn battery to
to make
get
up
back
for
the
it.
time he lost from jumping over the curb, and then either lost it or just understeered off because he had too much speed. Lux on the back of Eckerson for P6. The gap to the cars ahead is quite big though, so this will be, I think, the end of Lux's charge in this race. Well, he will jump Marcelio when Marcelio pits again. If Marcelio pits again, we are getting close to the end of the race. So maybe Marcelio's going to try and make that tire last. Peta is round. And we join the track. Having lost quite a bit of time, Action Rig is significantly closer now. AC has just been lapped by Mihai.
Yeah. And the gap's not down to 5.6. D-Stream's gaining it, but with only 8 laps to go now, or 9 laps to go, I struggle to see a world in which D-Stream catches it up. But you never know.
Marcelio in the pit lane for the second time as well now. And he will also be joined between Viral and Peta in 9th position. 8 laps to go for him to get after the cars ahead. And the tire advantage, not that big. I mean, Viral has a 4-lap advantage over most of the cars. 5 for the ones who pitted the earliest, Mihai and Aussie.
Yeah.
So he will get Luke, but that might be about it. Not sure he will get after Lux in time. It's a 4-second gap from Luke to Lux.
Yeah, it's gonna be...
Salios come out 10 seconds behind Viral, so he might not even get Luke.
Yeah.
Petter in the pit lane as well for the second time in this Grand Prix. And I'll put Action Rig into the points take positions.
Yeah, Petter's going to have a long way to catch it up if he wants to before the end. I don't think it's going to be enough. He goes on to a second set of the hard tyres, and he's going to have like 15, 20 odd seconds to catch it up by the time he gets out of this pit lane. So the killer thing with Silverstone is it's a long pit lane, and it's a slow pit lane, which makes it so much worse. Dylan and Rossi side by side coming through. Stowe into the towards the Belgian cane. Aussie gets
with the Akusin having no battery. The same goes for Viral. Lucas in the grass there on the exit of Trapple, so he must have made a little mistake. Viral release into clean air, and Akusin into the pit lane as well. Can't make the on this tire.
There's a 10-lap tire offset
with
from
Marcelio for that 9th spot.
No, Akusin's come in as sped. So now it's P6 for Viral. Going to be trying to close in to Lux, who's about 4 seconds up the road with 7 laps to go. Should be achievable.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 3-lap
Although, yeah, it's only a
advantage,
3-lap tire offset. So.
Yeah, like, it's just about doable, but it'll be tough. As Dylan on the inside into Laffield. Past the Alpine of Aussie into the podium spots. Aussie looking for the switchback. Can't quite stick a nose in that gap.
And Dylan's going to motor away with that overtake mode.
Yep. But Aussie, if he stays close, he can re-attack him next lap.
Yeah.
The gap ahead at this point is up 12.5 seconds. Daystream and Mihai really in a world of their own in this race.
And Daystream
it's
definitely
shame
catch
that Daystream had that issue on the first lap.
Yeah.
Because I think that really would have been the thing that cost him this race win. It could have been a nice fight between the Mihai and Daystream. They seem close-ish on pace, maybe a slight advantage in favor of Daystream, but Mihai of course is probably just chilling, so maybe he has more pace in the locker, and maybe you could have seen that if they were to start battling throughout this race. For sure would have been an interesting fight.
Yeah. And Daystream definitely has closed the gap in the last few laps. Or since the stops, he's closed it down quite a lot. But you just don't know. There are too many variables of what if he hadn't crashed, like had that incident on lap 1. Because Dylan also lost a lot of time on lap 1 from that incident. So it depends how quickly they would have been able to get past, you know, how the battle between Daystream and Dylan. And then it depends on how quickly they could have got past Viral. And just so many unknowns that you can't really say. And it's also unfair to Mihai to say that he's only leading because of the lap 1 incident.
That wasn't what I was trying to say.
I know,
Mihai
but
is driving an amazing race. I'm just saying I would have liked to see the battle because I think
Yeah.
they are both very quick.
Yeah.
And definitely the two of them are a step or two above Dylan and Aussie, who once again are another step or two above the rest of the field. I mean, bar Viral, I think if Viral had that...
Down to 4 seconds, but it's not going to be nearly enough, to catch at this rate. It depends if, it's definitely in touching distance if Mihai makes a mistake.
It's worth mentioning, Mia has got 2 track limit warnings, so
Yeah.
if he gets a penalty, 3 seconds is definitely within the realms of possibility
Yeah,
for
for sure.
to get into. Daystream himself has got no warnings. Well, he has got 1 for contact, but no track limit warnings. So the contact warning doesn't count towards the 3 warnings he has.
Yeah. And that is definitely worth bearing in mind because a 3-second for Mihai, Daystream can get in that 3-second range for sure. With how
Well, he just did.
Yeah, but he's been
No, he's
burning.
not.
He's been burning a lot in Sector 1. He's got 20% less battery. By the end of the hangar straight, Mihai's going to be 3.6 ahead probably, maybe more. Because Daystream's already out, coming under the bridge. Like, D-Stream is definitely gaining. Mihai's going to... I know he's not going to get it at this lap because the Aston Martin has already been lapped. Maybe I overestimated how important the battery is. It's 3.2. D-Stream's gained 7 tenths that lap. 7, 8 tenths.
If you're on 0 and you keep pressing alt, you still gain a good amount of speed because the like as the battery recharges, it burns it again. That's why you stay on 0 when you stay on the alt button. So you don't lose like you lose, of course, but not as much as you would if you actually chucked it down to none and let the battery fully recharge. Then of course then you keep losing down the next straight because you haven't recharged.
Yeah.
So that maybe is why D-Stream kept the gap on that straight fairly normal, and now he's back to the 3.5 seconds you predicted he would be.
Yeah. I mean, it's still half a second closer than he was on the previous lap. So it's definitely it's not over, but D-Stream's not going to catch him on track without a big mistake.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I try to talk about the gap, by the time I finish my sentence, gap has changed by about 5 tenths.
Yeah, it just depends who's using the battery where.
So much, based on. This doesn't happen as much in the higher tiers because the way people use battery, it still happens.
But everyone knows exactly what they're doing with the battery. They use it so consistently.
It's not just that they know.
It's like,
I think these guys also have got it figured out, but they do the same thing every lap.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's the
like,
consistency of the execution.
They know what they want to do, and they know
always
how
have,
to
like,
do it every time.
They will be within like 5% battery from lap 23, turn 3 to lap 24, turn 3, if you get me, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't change much if they are driving on their own. Of course, if they're in battling in trains, it changes a shit ton. Because you need to... Like, it's not about lap time then, it's about getting the position.
But also
you
between...
have to make sure you have the battery in the right moment for the right straight line speed.
Also,
But
with
if you're
Mihai and
going
D-Stream,
for
they
lap
seem
time,
to deploy in different areas. Because...
Yeah, people deploy very differently here, which
is partly why
I
the
think
gap
that
is fluctuating
happens
so much.
Because they're not doing lift and coasting as much. If you lift and coast properly, you can deploy everywhere.
Yeah.
But these guys have to keep the battery in none or medium on some of the long straights because they simply haven't got enough because they are not doing the lift and coast at least nowhere near as much as the sweats would be. And that's, once again, where you see the difference why this is Division 3 and why Sunday is Elite Division.
If it happens.
Where you will definitely see a lot more, not just lift and coast coming into braking zones, but also in the middle of straights, people will just not go full throttle anymore. They'll go at like 80 to stop burning the battery. Or even something that some people do is to go a little bit on the brake pedal in the middle of the straight. The problem with that is that it increases the tire temperature, so if you're over the, especially at Silverstone, on the edge of overheating, it can send you over that edge, and also it burns fuel. But it can also be a way to recharge battery, yeah, to have a little bit of brake pedal input throughout the straight.
Yeah.
Oh, at the end of the straight. In the acceleration zone, you definitely don't want to do that. But once you hit about 310 or whatever speed you want to be going, really, then you can start, you know, just maintaining the speed with 5% brake input, with going lower on the throttle, just fully lifting, you know, all of those things. And Lux with a big moment out the last corner.
Yeah, we talked about Viral catching up to Lux quite quickly, but it took him a long time to get past. He just did it there in that final chicane, and it looked like Lux would have a chance of getting him back with the overtake mode and with a bit less battery burnt, so a bit more in reserve. But that mistake, yeah, that's gonna put Lux about 3 seconds behind and gonna have no chance of gaining now. But D-Stream is now within 2.2 behind Mihai, so definitely putting the pressure on, and Mihai cannot afford a track limit warning.
Yeah,
but
what happened to Lux is that he pressed overtake button coming out of Vale before the car was fully straight, and on 11 level hards, you can get away with that in qualifying for sure, but not with these tires, with probably about 50% wear, even 60 on the rear. It doesn't like suddenly getting to 1,000 horsepower from 500, so that's what happens. Great catch though, to get the car pointing in the right direction again and avoiding what would have been probably a race-ending crash if it went to the wall. at that speed.
I don't know. The damage on this game feels weird. It feels like there's less damage, but that's probably just me. It's another 3
I
seconds
thought
for
as well
AC.
after the season 18.5 race at Madrid. Because in qualifying, like I wanted to crash myself out because at that point I didn't know about the yellow flags yet, so I didn't know what was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So I drove into the wall at 300.
Oh, I know,
straight.
but if you hit it at full speed
nothing
head
happened.
on, you don't
I
die.
got no damage. So I did that again like 3 times, nothing. But then I forgot to tell people that we have to change damage. And then it wasn't that crazy in the next races. I think that was just kind of a weird quirk of
I mean,
my
yeah,
hand
if you go head on
Madrid,
into a wall,
sorry.
you just like don't die anyway.
Yeah, but when you go sideways, it still works normally. So just that particular quirk with the damage system for some reason. But you don't go head on into a wall really ever, unless you try to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
Coming
that's
on
fair.
to the last lap, yeah, Mihai 1.9 ahead of D-Stream, so he's just about got that gap he needs, but D-Stream has definitely been catching quite a bit.
I think in the
And
last
if
few
he had a
laps,
few
he
more
has
laps,
probably been just lifting off, cruising, making sure A, the tyres make it. I don't know how bad his tyre were, but also B, that it just doesn't get a warning, because that's the one thing Mihai just needs to make sure he doesn't do. Not do anything stupid and not get a warning, because he had such a huge gap behind. He could afford to take take it a bit easier, to not go quite up to the white line, not push the absolute limit of the track, and that's what you can afford yourself when you make a 7.5 second gap at the pit stops. You can afford to take those slight compromises to your pace, just for so much less risk. And
yeah, I must say, also, I'm really impressed by Mihai. I didn't think this game would be good for him whatsoever, because his biggest issue last game was the ES management, and that's become a million times more important this year. But he's proved me completely wrong, and if anything, he's better than last game. I mean, look at the gap that Mihai and Daysman have got to Dylan and Aussie, and Viral as well, of course, and Aussie and Viral, especially being championship rivals of Mihai last year. Yeah, he's completely dunked on them, and it's great to see that he's got that ES management figured out now.
I mean, it's just completely
on his way to
different
winning
ERS
the
from
British
last game
Grand
as well. It's harder, but it's also just very, very different, so you manage it in a completely different way. It's a lot more over one lap rather than over an entire race. But yeah, it's very well controlled in the last few laps from Mihai. There's a yellow flag as Petter's gone off on his AC, sorry, yeah. Coming out of Luffield. But Mihai, the gap's come down, D3 pushing him to the very end. But it's not enough as Mihai crosses the line to win the British Grand Prix. D-Stream comes home in an impressive second place to recover from that lap 1 incident. It's going to be Dylan as well, who lost time in that incident, who comes home to finish off the podium on the road. He's going to lose it to Aussie after that penalty. But that may very well end up being removed as Aussie gets us 3 seconds as well in the final lap. So that he's still going to be ahead of Dylan. Didn't get a second one. No, I didn't notice.
I didn't think Dylan did, but I guess he must have.
It's, yeah. Although it says Dylan is 20 seconds behind Aussie on my interval. Okay, the game's bugged.
Well, I think Dylan has got the glitch. Did he leave the lobby or something? No, Dylan is still in the lobby.
No, but it's...
Well, yeah, because he keeps dropping. He's behind Raul.
Yeah, he's 20 seconds behind everyone whenever he crosses the line. Dylan's game's bugged. That's fun.
Yeah,
that's
okay,
nice for him.
That's a decent issue then. So Dylan is in 3rd place. And
Dylan's
Aussie
in
fourth,
3rd because
Viral,
of that penalty
Lax
for Aussie in the
Marcelio.
final corner. And
Luke
who's
is front.
that? Who's that stops? Is that Luke? Yeah. Luke spun the
So
last
Luke in
corner.
8th.
Who's going to come out?
Akuzin
Yeah.
will finish the race in 9th, and then Action Break will get the final points paying position for himself in P10 with Peta and AC a lap down in 11th and 12th. Finally, Scooby-Doo with a DNF, I believe, on lap 6.
Quite early, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Action Break
Mihai's
all the
tyre
way.
wear. Mihai finished on 78%. That's why.
Fucking hell.
That
78
yeah.
is crazy.
That's why he was slow in
Didn't
the
pit
last
that
stint.
early.
Yeah, that's the pace in the last. That's why he lost so much in the last stint. It's just the tyres melting themselves, but he made up for it. He had the gap that he could afford to do that tyre saving the final stint, and which he made for himself in the first stint, and that's just what you got to do. And in the end, he hung on, got the result, and no one cares whether it's by 1.2 seconds or by 27 seconds. Yeah, 25 points is 25 points, and it's very well done for Mihai. He takes the championship lead. D-Stream in second place should be up there now. He will be in third place in the standings, which he was before anyway. It's going to be Dylan just ahead of him, I believe. No, he's going to be on tied on points with Dylan. No, because Dylan's third. So he's going to be 3 points behind Dylan. But Mihai takes a pretty decent, pretty healthy championship lead with those 40 points. Dylan's going to be on 33, so 7 behind, and D-Stream a further 3 back. Yeah, Viral 5th place, then Lux, Apex, Marcelio, and the rest who I have forgotten, and I probably should have read it when it was on my screen. Yeah, but that was quite a fun race.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The Neo EAS system, I think, very, very important around Silverstone, and probably the most crucial track for it. Next week in Japan, I think it will play much less of a factor. You get a lot of natural recharge with the S section mainly, but also you have quite a few heavy braking zones. You have the hairpin,
Yeah.
and the final corner as well. Also, there's quite a bit of what's it called, super clipping. From 130R to Casio Triangle. You actually can brake about 20 meters later into Casio Triangle this year, simply because you lose about 40 kph from 130R entry to the Casio Triangle before you start braking.
You brake at like 80 meters.
It's mental how much super clipping.
Because the line says
Yeah,
brake is
kicks
about
in
like
for that.
140, but you can brake about 80.
Yeah, so it's quite a big loss there of speed, and of course the chicane in between the two straights also is a nice opportunity to recharge. So yeah, Japan it's much better for battery, so I think we'll have a closer field spread and also less of a focus on the battery and more on the actual racing, which I think.
Yeah.
I think
Dylan's reporting
this is
Mihai for lap
entertaining,
1.
but I can't lie. I think I prefer the old school racing with the old school battery.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it develops on the course of the season.
I don't
For
like
sure,
quali.
another enjoyable race in Division 3.
I really don't like quali on this game because I feel like I'm focused so much more on the battery than just going through the corners. But
Yeah, qualifying this year, normally you drive at the limit in qualifying in every sim ever.
Yep.
Apart from this.
Not in
where
F126.
Like, I gain time when I drive slower, you know? Like when I do lift and coast
Yeah.
on almost every track.
And I don't feel
There's
like I'm
some
actually.
tracks
I don't feel
where-
like I'm actually attacking the track anymore in quali. But maybe that's why I'm slow.
Oh yeah, not at all. Because you don't need to. You don't gain anything from it. You just
Yeah, because it's all on the battery.
if you attack, if you're on the throttle earlier, if you're on the brakes later,
You
that
just
just
recharge
means
less.
that's battery spent on not recharged that you're then missing on the straight.
Yep.
So all you're doing is throwing away time by trying to gain time in the corner, you know. And I think that's yeah, I'd really like maybe an option to have the battery be locked on qualifying, that you can't like that's just not a factor. Lock it to medium or hot lap even, and don't let anyone touch it. So then we don't have this strategy games in qualifying. It's
Yeah.
part of the regulations in the race that you have to in real Formula 1 to manage all this battery. But of course, in real life, the driver doesn't manage it. So at least in the qualifying, they still drive to their limit because the battery, like, of course, they also have the problem that the battery runs out, so they don't really get to attack the corner as much. But they're not actively slowing down to stop the battery from deploying, you know?
Yeah.
That's something that we have to do now on some tracks at least. There's some tracks where it's not a problem,
On
but
Monaco.
Silverstone is, I think, the worst example of it. I've raced that so far anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously, we are like 3 weeks into the game. I haven't raced every track quite yet. I think Mexico is one where it's not really too bad. Monaco, China as well.
Yeah, you regain so
Surprisingly.
much in the first sector of China, don't you?
Yeah, China actually, there's literally no reason to ever do any lift and coast because you hit the recharge limit, the per lap limit, just naturally by driving.
Just I didn't realize there still was one.
There's, I've hit it in every race I've done so far.
I kind of would have thought they would have got rid of it after the last game, but apparently not. But yeah, I think that's probably enough waffle about that. And also, there's the England game in 12 minutes, so.
Alright, yeah, so let's get the stream wrapped up so people can go watch the game.
Yeah. So again, it's just congratulations to Mihai for that win. It's an entertaining race, and congrats to D-Stream as well for second. It's well done from Dylan in third to get that podium home. Double podium for Ferrari again as they extend their lead in the constructors. But I think that's basically all there is to say for Division 3. We've got 2 tomorrow evening, same time as always, and then Saturday and Sunday for Division 1 and Elite. I don't know if we will have a stream for Division 1 because people may or may not be around.
We'll try to get something sorted, but I think as of now we would have Toto doing it on his own.
Yeah.
But he might. He's a maybe. Gabri for sure won't be there.
Yeah, which is a shame. And I won't be there racing, but because I'm busy. But I'll be back for Division 3 next week, and then not the week after that because I'm going to be on holiday then. So yeah, so next week's Japan, and I'm not racing Japan, and that's annoying. So I want to race Japan, but it's whatever. But yeah, thank you for watching the stream, and hopefully we see you in the future. But yeah, for now, just enjoy the rest of your evening. Try not to melt if you're in Europe.